into Tiffin University Dragon Radio Live, our look at spring athletics on the campus of Tiffin University. If you'd like more information on Tiffin University, go to tiffin.edu. If you'd like more information on Tiffin University athletics, go to gotiffindragons.com. Let's thank all of our sponsors to make our athletics coverage possible here on WTUD. Those sponsors include Ballman Auto Group since 1956, Sexton & Warren Insurance Agency, insurance tailored to you, Marco's Pizza, the official pizza of Tiffin University, GW's Fine Food and Spirits on Washington Street in downtown Tiffin, Animal Hospital of Tiffin, visit tiffinvet.com, Fiesel's Frame and Collision when you expect the very best, James Wilson Dentist, General Dentistry for children and adults, Seneca Cleaners and Printing, 22 West Market Street in Tiffin, and our host for our event tonight, the Pioneer Mill Restaurant in Tiffin, located at 255 Riverside Drive in Tiffin. We'll tell you a couple things about the Pioneer Mill. Got a big Easter buffet coming up. Reservations are being taken, and it's filling up fast, so if you'd like more information, you'd like to make your reservation, 419-448-0100. There'll be carved ham, roast beef with burgundy mushroom sauce, chicken carbonara supreme, cheese and herb, mashed potatoes, scalloped potatoes, broccoli, rice, casserole, much, much more. The Easter menu will be served between 11 a.m. and 3. It's 419-448-0010. Don't forget about Mother's Day. You always got to take Mom out to eat on Mother's Day, and why not bring her right here to the Pioneer Mill Restaurant. Again, reservations are recommended at 419-448-0100. This is our look at Tiffin University's spring athletics, many of which are already underway. We'll review what's happened so far and preview what's coming up. This is the order our sports will appear on the program tonight. We'll talk to softball, lacrosse, men's golf, men's and women's track, baseball, men's and women's tennis, and that's how we'll round out the program. But my broadcast partner, Matt Kilber, Assistant Sports Information Director down there, has got some great news about some winter sport athletes who've done some tremendous things here on the campus.
Yeah, but before we move on into spring, we'll go ahead and look back real quick. Wrestling, Coach Joey Simcoe and his guys, he sent 4 guys to Nationals. They finished 9th out of 48 teams. 3 of them finished 4th at Nationals. So, good job by Coach Simcoe and his guys. A young program, or a program started about 5-6 years ago, and taking big strides at the national level. They were the highest finishing GLIAC team as well.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. And then we had some track athletes who are getting some great recognition. We have some lacrosse athletes getting some great recognition. And we'll go ahead and save those for when those athletic programs come on up here. So let's take a quick commercial break and invite softball to come up, followed by lacrosse. This is Tiffin University Spring Dragon Radio Live on WTUD, the voice of the Tiffin University Dragons. The great. Well, welcome back to the Pioneer Mill Restaurant and our spring look at Tiffin University athletics. My name is Russ Snyder, voice of the Dragons, alongside our softball program, a group that I just spent quite a bit of time with on the road and in Florida, then on the road again. But head coach Jeff Nickerson's joining us now. Coach, how are you doing today?
Doing awesome. Russ, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for joining us. So, got a schedule. You have, 14 games in the books already. Let's talk a little bit about what you've learned about your kids off the early going as you get prepared to start GLIAC conference play.
Well, I think we've learned a lot. We've faced some really good competition so far this year, and we've done well. We beat 2 ranked teams our last day.
That was awesome. That was a lot of fun. That last day was great. You played 2 good quality teams. You're absolutely right.
Yes, we did. So we've learned a lot. I started off, we got 12 new players on our team this year, so we've been mixing lineups here and there and just trying to plug in people, see what combinations are going to work best for us.
Well, you got a couple young ladies to your side that are not newcomers to this program. They've been around for a while. Why don't you introduce them?
Immediately to my left here, I got Peyton Denman, and on the other side of her, I got Tam Link.
Well, welcome to the program, guys. You can pick that microphone up. Don't be afraid of it. Go ahead and pick that thing up. It won't hurt you. Well, welcome to the program. Hi, Peyton.
Hi, sir. How are you?
I'm doing well. You sat behind me on the bus on the trip down to Florida, so we had to talk a little bit when you weren't sleeping or I wasn't sleeping. But let's talk a little bit about yourself. Tell us where you're from. What's your hometown?
Fredericktown, Ohio.
Okay, and talk a little bit about the path that brought you to Tiffin University.
Well, mostly it was my major, and I knew I wanted to play softball, so this was the best softball program that I felt was best for me at the time, so that's what I chose.
And what is your major?
Forensic psychology.
And what year are you here at Tiffin University?
I'm a senior.
You're a senior?
Yes, sir.
So when you look back at your time here at Tiffin University in the softball program, is there anything that sticks out in your memory as like a favorite memory or something that was just so funny and stuck with you? Is there anything that sticks with you like that?
I guess it's not really a memory, but I'm just going to miss just being a part of a team. So that was I just really humbled that I got this experience.
Tell us a little bit about the lady to your left.
This is Tam. She's a senior as well. She came to us last year. So.
Hello, Tam. Welcome to the program.
Hi.
Don't be so talkative. I think you sat beside me at dinner one night. We were down there in Florida, and talk a little bit about that trip. Did you talk a little bit about how the team played in that trip from when they got there to when they left?
Well, I think we grew from the first game to the last. I guess, got stronger because we realized that we were finally playing some games and all our hard work finally was put in, and we worked together more as a team as the week progressed.
What was one of the most exciting things, getting out of the indoor facility and off the turf and actually get on a real dirt and on a real field?
Oh, yeah, big time.
We'll talk a little bit about your time here at Tiffin University. Is this your second year here at Tiffin?
Yes, I transferred last year.
Okay, and I know you went to junior college beforehand. Tell us about the path that brought you from that junior college to the campus of Tiffin University.
Well, it was good, I guess, 2-year to 4-year, and coming here was a big change and experience, and I've loved it so far. So.
Well, do you have a schedule change you have a game, a doubleheader tomorrow, starts at 3:30 in the afternoon, and we're going to be carrying that game here on WTUD, be able to watch live video as well as audio of that game. Talk a little bit about, as you get ready for after this, you're about ready to step into conference play. Talk a little bit about the GLIAC when it comes to softball this year.
Well, every year it's always tough. It's a great conference to be in. It's a great conference to compete with. And I just think our preseason schedule has really allowed us to prepare for the strength of our schedule in our conference. Like you said, you've seen our schedule has been extremely tough. We played a lot of ranked opponents. So it's really going to prepare us extremely well for our upcoming conference schedule. Have
you learned anything about your kids here nearly going? Any positive that maybe you weren't expecting or has maybe exceeded your expectations?
I always think there's a few kids that always exceed your expectations, which is great to see. Some of your freshmen step up, some of your upperclassmen stand out. So, you got positives and negatives in every program, but we just hope that we can push through it.
Well, his name's Jeff Nickerson. This is softball program, and Peyton Denman and Tamara Link are joining us here on the program. Coach, anything else you have for us before we let you move on and bring up our next athletic program?
No, just appreciate you having us.
Yeah, well, it's always a good time, and I'll tell you what, softball is a fun sport. If you haven't had a chance to get out and take in some Tiffin University softball, do it. It was a lot of fun covering your games down there in Florida, and best of luck this year. You got a great group of kids.
Yeah, thank you much. We really appreciate you coming down.
Absolutely. That's Jeff Nickerson in the softball program, including Peyton Denman and Tamara Link. So, Matt, you've had some familiarity with the softball program here over at Tiffin University over the last couple of years, and you've had a chance to cover some of the action. And softball is a fun game, isn't it? I mean, it's fast-paced, and it's boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, they move in and out. They get them on the field, off the field. I've never actually covered a game before, so this will be tomorrow. Will be my first one. It'll be my first one I've ever done. So I've done almost all the other sports, but that one. So it'll be exciting. But now we've got lacrosse up here.
Well, lacrosse
we have done before.
That you have a lot of familiarity with as well. So let's bring in now Tiffin University head coach Erica Brown. Coach, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Oh, let's try it again. You good?
I'm good. How are you?
All right. So talking about Tiffin University lacrosse, your season's underway as well. Why don't you give us a little feel of your squad after the early goings of your season?
Our freshmen are making a very big impact for us. We have 8 new faces to the team. Everyone's seen a bit of time this year. Unfortunately, we actually lost one of our freshmen, Tiffany Anderson, on Saturday to an ACL tear. So it was kind of a blow for the team on Saturday, but I think everyone kind of picked it up from there, and we were fortunate to get our first one of the season, which was great. It was a total team win, and we enjoyed it.
When you look at your guys' schedule, I mean, all but one game, it looks like it's been a nail-biter right down to the finish. I mean, you guys have played incredibly close contests so far this season.
Very, very close games. Pretty much back and forth the entire season. We have 7 games under our belt already, and 4 have either been against ranked opponents or opponents that have been receiving votes in the rankings. So to be able to kind of go toe-to-toe with them, I think it's a great kind of test for us, kind of going into conference play, which starts next week for us.
It's kind of a tough adjustment for the young kids when you come in and you're playing all these road games before you actually get a chance to play at home.
Not really. I think it's actually going to help us kind of going into conference play that our first few conference games are actually at home.
Yeah, that's true.
And then a big conference game for us against Grand Valley is actually at Grand Valley.
Yeah, well, it seems like in lacrosse, it's you and Grand Valley battling it out.
Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah, absolutely. Why don't you introduce the 2 young ladies to your left?
We have seniors Kelsey DeRitter and senior Alexis McMillan.
Hello, guys. Thanks for joining us.
Hi.
We'll start with you, Kelsey. Tell us a little bit where you're from.
I'm from Northville, Michigan.
Okay, and what brought you to Tiffin University?
Well, the criminal justice program brought me in. I'm a Homeland Security and Terrorism major with a minor in intelligence.
Okay.
And when I transferred in here, they said, well, we have a lacrosse team. And I thought,
Perfect.
what a great opportunity to play. So
What position do you play?
I play tack.
Okay. And then Lexi, your turn. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from?
I'm from Rochester, New York.
Okay. Well, it's a hotbed of lacrosse, a whole eastern seaboard over there. But
Yes, it is.
what was the path that brought you here?
Well, it gave me a good opportunity to play lacrosse, so
And what are you studying here?
education.
Okay. Coach, you tell us a couple of things about these two young ladies that make them special players for your team?
Oh, without a doubt.
There it is.
Yep, there's one. Count that one. They're both seniors, and they were kind of the turning tide for us coming in. The senior class and the junior class especially have really put a lot of work and effort into turning our program into not only, a contender in the GLIAC, but a contender with, teams that are right up top and right where we want to be.
Yeah, well, his first home game will be April 2nd. That's a run of 3 straight home games. Only 4 home games on the schedule all year long. So April 2nd, 4th, 10th, and the 24th, you get down to Frost County Stadium and check out the Tiffin University Women's Lacrosse Program. Coach, anything else before we get you off the hot seat?
Just want to say a huge congrats to Emily Roussel and Jess Bombard, who were named GLIAC Players of the Week.
We're going to send it right down to Matt to give all that information out right now about the GLIAC. You had one last week who earned an award
Tori
as well.
Nelson,
Yeah, he's got
and
all the
then
information.
Bombard again the first week.
Yeah, Tori Nelson, week 2, the sophomore, 8 goals, 2 assists, 15 draw controls, and then Russell. Actually, she has 22 goals on the season, ranked second in the conference, and she's inside the top 50 nationally ranked. So big congratulations. Like Coach Brown said, this past week, Emily had 11 goals and 2 assists and 6 draw controls. And to build off what Coach said, when she talks about those tough teams, they've lost 4 games by a combined 8 goals. So,
Yeah.
I mean, they're right in it.
And one of those is a double overtime affair where you lost by 1. So, yeah, right in it. Just ball not taking the right bounce sometimes, I'm sure. So.
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, that's Tiffin University Women's Lacrosse. Let's give a big hand to Coach Brown, our student athletes, as we step aside and take a commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to talk golf right here on Tiffin University Dragon Radio. Stick around, everybody. More Dragon Radio right after this. This is Tiffin University Dragon Radio, WTUD. Welcome back to the Pioneer Mill Restaurant in Tiffin and Tiffin University Dragon Radio Live. Our look at spring sports. Again, if you'd like more information on athletics at Tiffin University, go to gotiffindragons.com. If you'd like more information on Tiffin University, just go to tiffin.edu. Let's talk a little men's golf now. We've done this a few times. Yeah. Say it again.
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Oh, thank you. You're waiting for somebody to say that one. But we're going to talk men's golf. Darby Rogo and Corey Martinez join us here. And been a pretty successful 2014-15 campaign for you guys so far.
So far, so good. I don't know how this story is going to end, but I like the way it's headed right now.
Well, let's look back first. Let's take a look back at the fall. Just give a little overview of the fall and with the big event to culminate what happened with you guys.
Well, we started out the fall, obviously with the win at home at the Kyle Ryman Memorial in record fashion. Brett Green just going out and scorching the golf course, shooting 66 in the first round to set a school record, and then we set a team record, shooting 280 in the second round, finishing at 13 under, I think, for both rounds. So it was a really good start, but everything in between is kind of a blur because the last thing that I remember is winning the GLIAC championship, and that was
insane. That was
fantastic.
Awesome. We were, I believe, it was a football Saturday. I can't remember which game we were at. We were on the road.
Ferris State.
It was a game up at Ferris State, and we were following that, and it was awesome.
Well,
following what was going on with you guys. The way you guys went from Saturday into that, or I guess it was from Friday into Saturday, and the big run you put on Saturday against Malone.
Yeah, and the funny thing is on Saturday, whether they know it, all the golf coaches were following football. And you're walking around the golf course and everybody's talking about what their football teams are doing. And so when we get to Sunday, I turned my phone off. I didn't want to look at the live scoring. I didn't really care about it. I'm just walking with the players and helping Brett Green finish up his round, and I had no idea what we were doing. I knew my guys were playing well, and, Corey is a couple holes ahead working on the par threes, and we weren't even communicating that much because there was a gap between us. And I'm coming up the 18th fairway with Brett, and he's our third player in that day, and I'm nervous.
Yeah.
I'm scared to death because I knew that it was close, to start the day, and I walk up and I see the looks on the parents' faces, and I look on the players' faces. I said, "Are we doing okay?" And one of the moms just started laughing. She goes, "Okay." She said, "Have you not seen the scores?" I said, "No," and I said, I looked at Moranville. What'd you shoot? He's under par. Next guy under par. Next guy under par. I said, "Holy crap, we're doing pretty well." And then with John coming in strong, finishing third overall, I knew we'd locked it up when he made par on 18, and from there it was just lots of high fives and hugs.
Well, then you spent the winter tuning up everything, getting ready to go. Then you still got back at it in February, went out to the Jack Brown Invitational and had another great weekend.
Well, it was really nice that we're able to travel the way we are, and I always thank Lonnie for that, and the university for supporting us, and so to go out in our first event, and we have 3 guys finish in the top 4, and to win the event, it's a good way to keep things rolling.
Well, coming up, you have Great Lakes Regional 1 at Elks Run Golf Club down in Cincinnati, Ohio. Tell us about that event.
Well, the Elks Run Invitational, it's part of what our Great Lakes Regionals. It'll be what we call the third, but regional. Everybody in the region will be there. There'll be over 30 teams. This year, it's not as much pressure on us because we've already automatically qualified for postseason with our win at the GLIAC. But we still want to go there and play well. We want to still prove that we're one of the top teams in the region. So a lot of head-to-head competition there. And what it is normally is you need to play well there to position yourself to make the postseason. So we can go in a little bit relaxed, but we still want to go in and try to win that event.
You guys have achieved some national ranking now as well, too, right?
The last month we've been ranked in the top 25. We entered the national rankings at number 24 in the country, which first time in school history, which is a big moment for us, and we now sit at 25. We have the most playing experience up to this point of anyone in the region, and we've actually put ourselves out there and played some great events, and our guys have done very well, and I think we're very deserving of that ranking, and I think Corey can tell you that we still have a couple of big events ahead of us, but at the end of the day, our goal right now is to make the national tournament.
As I say, do you attribute the success to the assistant coaching of Corey Martinez?
Oh, without a doubt.
Corey, talk a little bit about the squad from what you've seen this fall, from where they started in the fall, what they've accomplished so far, and what they still have yet to accomplish.
Well, it's a pretty impressive team. It's one of the best I've seen here in 6 years, so to really see them come through and win that title was something that was special. I knew they had it in them. It was just a matter of executing, and they were able to. So moving forward, I think it's really an awesome journey to see how far they can go, because I played here for 4 years, and I haven't seen a team this talented. And it's just a matter of getting the job done now, and I think we can.
Well, you guys had the youth event a while ago that was canceled due to weather. But you guys have a reschedule that's coming up this weekend?
Yeah, Sunday. We have a youth clinic Sunday. It's open from 9:30 until about 12:30. Kids 8 to 18 from the Tiffin area can show up at the Heminger Turf Center. It's a great camp. It's good.
Yeah, my son has participated in it before, and if I could get my wife to get in there, we have softball games on Sunday. If I get my wife to get in, you'll pick him up?
Boy, I'll pick him up.
Perfect. That works just right. All right, well, women's golf. We have somebody here who's yet to be on the program.
Oh, head coach Brittany.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about Brittany?
Well, we hired Brittany in August, and she was a very accomplished golfer at Northwood University. And when we knew that Blake was moving on to bigger and better things, immediately called her coach at Northwood and said, I need someone, here's who I have in mind, do you think she'd do it? And he said, here's a number, give her a call. Well, we got lucky because she's great. She's been doing a great job with the ladies. She's worked very hard. Again, she was an accomplished player at Northwood, one of the best players that they've had, and she's bringing that to the program with the ladies, and I think she's going to do a great job here for us, hopefully for many, many years.
Yeah, well, let's go ahead and bring her on. Well, first of all, thank you guys so much. How about a big round of applause for men's golf, everybody? And let's go ahead and bring over the women's golf coach, Brittany, and her players, her student athletes. Brittany Davidson, the head golf coach here at Tiffin University. Thank you, gentlemen. Coming to you live here from the Pioneer Mill Restaurant in Tiffin. Don't forget about the big Easter buffet coming up, as well as the Mother's Day buffet. If you'd like more information on that, you can call 419-448-0100. Let's get our next crew in here. All right, well, welcome aboard.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. This is Brittany Davidson, the head coach at Tiffin University. You've been on the job since
the beginning of September.
So it's still probably kind of been a whirlwind for you since you took over the post as the head women's golf coach.
Yeah, it's definitely been a learning experience. Every day, learn something new, but it's good. I'm really enjoying it so far.
Are you enjoying the coaching aspect of it as compared to being a player? I mean, a player it's fun because you're a player, but coaching aspect just as fun for you?
It is. It's nice when it's 36 degrees out and I'm bundled up in a jacket, not having to swing.
Yeah, well, why don't you introduce your two student athletes to your left?
Here's Stacy Ludwig and Sarah Herb. They're both freshmen, and they both play on the lineup every tournament as the first and second player.
That's pretty impressive since you're a freshman. Got it. Okay, Stacy, Sarah, welcome to the program. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Let's start with you, Stacy. Where are you from?
I'm from Reno, Nevada.
Okay, and what brought you to Tiffin University?
Well, I've always wanted to play college golf, and Tiffin offers a good program for that, and also my major, which is exercise science, and I thought it would just be perfect for that.
Okay, and how has your first year at Tiffin University been going so far, both academically and athletically?
Well, very well. I love playing golf. It's awesome traveling to all the places we've gone to, and academics has been going well too as a freshman.
Well, that's a big transition. Both athletic and academics a big transition when you go from high school to being a freshman in college. Okay, Sarah, how about yourself? Where are you from?
I'm from Jacksonville, Florida.
Okay, we get them from all over the place. What brought you here?
I was really impressed with the golf program and the sports management program that Tiffin offers, so I thought it was a great opportunity.
Wow, and your transition academically, athletically going well?
Yeah, I love it here.
Yeah. Why don't you talk about these two young ladies, what their strengths are on the golf course, Coach?
Well, our past tournament in Myrtle Beach, which was over spring break, Stacy finished third as individual. She averages about 80 to 81 right now, which as a freshman is pretty great. She is very consistent. She has a really positive attitude, which helps out when you're out there for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And now Sarah, she averages about 84, and had gone through a couple injuries the past few weeks, but she's getting there. So
when you look at your squad as a whole, and these two young ladies included, where do you see the strengths on your team?
I'm really hoping that they can help grow the freshmen that I'm looking to bring in into their sort of athlete. Very strong. Their course management skill is very good, knowing where to place the ball and how to play the hole instead of just getting up there and hitting it.
See, many of the shows I did with Coach Rogo, course management, it was something he always brought up, and that's a very important part of golf. I mean, it's course management, yes, but having the ability to forget about that last shot, good or bad, and concentrate on the next shot. I think that's what a lot of municipal, just everyday golfers have a problem with, and I'm sure that's something a young person can have a hard time with as well.
Yeah, that's definitely something that helps you become a better player, which is what we're working on with the rest of the team. So it's something to work off of and hopefully build off the two of them.
Tell us about your home tournament that you have coming up at Mohawk Golf and Country Club on the weekend of April 13th.
Yep, it will be Sunday, April 12th and Monday, April 13th at Mohawk Country Club. Every team in the GLIAC will be there, as well as a few other teams. So we're hoping everyone will come out and support us. Hoping for some good scores since that is our home tournament and everyone's used to the course there.
Yeah, you girls like your home course, Mohawk Country Club?
Well, I've played it a lot, so
Yeah.
it's a nice course. It's a fun little course to play, and I'm hoping we'll both shoot very well there.
Well, as you said, the Tiffin Invitational, all the GLIAC schools are going to be there. So this is a big measuring stick for your kids, not only to see how they play with their own teammates, but how they're faring against other kids they'll be competing with for these young ladies for the next 4 years.
Yeah, for sure. They, the Sarah and Stacy here they match up well with some of the teams that are up there and in the middle of the pack. So it definitely will help measure for them.
This wasn't too bad, was it?
No.
No. See, everybody gets nervous about this. It wasn't too bad, was it?
Thank you.
All right. Well, how about a big round of applause for our women's golf program? Brittany Davison, Stacy Ludwig, Sarah Herb join us here on the program. Let's step aside and take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk track, and we got some national champion news to talk about when we talk track. All this and more coming your way next. This is WTUD, your voice of the Tiffin University Dragons. Welcome back to the Pioneer Mill Restaurant in Tiffin. Pioneer Mill, you can get a hold of them at 419-448-0100. We're going to talk some track and field now. Matt, you got some more news down there on the track and field program.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking indoor. It's cold outside. Can't get out yet, but let's talk about Lamar Hargrove sitting just to my right. Repeats again in the 60 and the 200 meters as a national champion. So have a big round of applause for Lamar.
That's phenomenal.
And as a team, they finished 6th out of 47, which was their highest ever. So, Coach Croy and his guys did it again. They just continued to take more steps to the top. And then the outdoor team, real quick, nationally ranked. They were the only GLIAC outdoor team ranked thus far in the rankings. The women were 8th and the men were 11th.
So great. So it's great things happening with our Tiffin University track and field program. And Coach Jeremy Croy, been head of that program for quite a while now. How are you doing tonight?
Fantastic. How are you?
I'm not doing too bad. Let's talk about these two student athletes you have beside you. First, I want you to go ahead and introduce it to them.
To my immediate left is Lamar Hargrove, who was just introduced, but he's two-time national champion in the 60-meter dash and two-time national champion in the 200-meter dash, national record holder in the 200-meter dash, and GLIAC record holder in the 4x4, the 60-meter dash, and the 200-meter dash. So, wow. All-time fastest person in GLIAC history. And to his left is Sarah Clow. She's a senior, not quite as fast as Lamar, but she throws a lot further than him. She's our school record holder in the outdoor shot put and the indoor shot put through over 50 feet indoors, and is a two-time All-American and three-time academic All-American.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining us here on the program. These two are littered with accomplishments, aren't they?
They try.
Makes your job a little easier having some athletes like this around, doesn't it?
Every day, every day.
Well, let's talk about, we mentioned these two. We'll get into depth with those two here a little bit. Let's talk about your team. You have a lot of athletes on this team, very deep team, a lot of kids who can compete at a high level in many different events. So just talk about the team in general and the whole.
Well, we've always believed in having a well-rounded team, so we put emphasis on distance, jumps, sprints, hurdles, throws. We've got a great coaching staff of 10 coaches that help me on a daily basis, on an hourly basis, and by having all those different coaches, different events, we're able to perform well at team scored meets, which tends to be the GLIAC championships and the national meet.
I was just going to mention the GLIAC championships. You have a few meets coming up over the month of April until you get to the GLIAC championships May 1st. Is that kind of where the direction, the focus is headed
That's
right
our
now?
focus every year, is on the GLIAC championships. During the indoor season, we put all our focus there. We were ranked, I think, 6th going into GLIACs. We knocked off the #1 team in the country. We knocked off the #2 team in the country. Ended up finishing runner-up. The #4 team in the country won, which was Grand Valley, and we finished runner-up to them.
Next year, you get to host a championship, right?
We will host all 16 schools will be in town for the weekend. So
that will be pretty nuts, to say the least.
Coach Allen's looking forward to it.
Hey, why not do it? You know, we got a facility like we have. Why not host it? So let's talk to Lamar now. Lamar, welcome to the program.
Hello. How you doing?
I was told you like to be interviewed and you like to give big, long answers. So welcome in. How does it feel when you hear somebody say your name and they add national champion, they add school record holder, they add national record holder? How's that feel when you hear those things in front of your name?
I feel great. You know, I never thought that I'll make it this far as track. You know, growing up, I've been fast throughout middle school, throughout high school, but I never thought that I'd make it this far in college. So when I hear my name, I get excited.
You should, absolutely. What
It's
brought you to
overwhelming sometimes. I feel like it's overwhelming sometimes.
I can imagine. What brought you to Tiffin?
Because in Cincinnati, I'm from a small town called NCH, and it's like really small. So, and Tiffin's small, and I'm used to a small environment.
Kind of fits your style, huh?
Yeah.
All right. So where do you see track taking you when you're done with Tiffin University?
I wanna go pro. That's my plan. You know, I'm gonna work hard, just stay focused.
Well, you've been a champion in multiple events. What's your favorite?
The 200-meter dash. That's my focus.
That's your focus.
Yeah.
But you're still able to not focus on the 60, but still do okay.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. Doing the 60 is like, you know, I guess you could say the icing on the cake. From knowing that I got the 200 already. So.
Yeah. Oh, so in the meet, like you'd run the 200 before you'd run the 60?
No, I'll do the 60, then the 200. But
Okay.
Like, okay, if I do the 60, all right, and I win it, or more power to me.
Okay.
But the 200 is like.
So what are you studying here at Tiffin University?
Sports and recreational management.
And what year are you?
Sophomore right now.
All right. Sophomore national champion, everybody. That's pretty darn amazing. Okay, Sarah, how about yourself? Let's talk about where you're from.
I'm from Thornville, Ohio. It's a really small town.
I've heard of it.
Oh, okay.
And what brought you to Tiffin University?
Like he said, the atmosphere. It's a smaller atmosphere. And I really liked the track program and where I thought I could go with them. So.
And what are you studying here?
Psychology.
Okay. And now you hold school records of both outdoor and indoor with the shot put, right?
Yes.
And do you do discus as well, or just shot?
Discus, yeah.
Okay. Would you like shot better?
Yeah, it's my favorite.
Okay. What is it about that you like? Is this because it's like basically it's my strength against your strength, my strength and technique against your strength and technique? Who's the winner?
I would say yes. Normally, I'm not really that strong, but I make up for it. I work harder and technically wise, and I got long arms, so I think that helps. But
well, she mentioned work harder there, Coach. Is that the sense of what you get from all your track athletes? Is that they just kind of kids that just work harder than the others?
Yeah, sometimes it takes a little longer. It may take a year, it may take 2 years, 3 years, God forbid 4. But yeah, the hard work pays off eventually.
Yeah, well, you got some great student athletes here, and let's talk about what you need to expect out of your kids over that month of April. You have 7 different events coming up before you get to the GLIAC Championships. What are you looking for your kids to get that focus on the GLIAC Championships?
Well, we already knocked out a meet in Mississippi and a meet in Alabama, and so our goal was to get some strong performances in those 2 meets, come back, take a couple weeks of training, just focus on training, getting healthy, relaxing a little bit, no travel, and then we'll fly south to Georgia Tech, send some of our best kids down there. And so that's sort of the emphasis now. We'll also go to University of Tennessee and put a little emphasis there, try to get some national qualifiers out of that meet. Then we'll take a little 2-week hiatus and gear up for GLIACs.
Well, GLIAC's championships are May 1st at Hillsdale, and then the NCAA Division II Outdoor Nationals will be up in Grand Rapids on May 23rd. So lots of Dragon success on May 21st, and then continue on to the Nationals, right?
We can't wait.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, our track program, men's and women's track. We have national champions up here. We have school record holders, national record holders, just littered with accomplishments. All right, let's take another break and come back with Joe Wilkins in the baseball program. Right after this, a quick commercial break, and back out of here on WTUD, the voice of the Tiffin University Dragons. Welcome back to the Pioneer Mill Restaurant here in Tiffin as we work our way through our Spring Dragon Radio Live. Just a couple more sports to get through, and up next we're going to talk about some baseball with head coach Joe Wilkins and some of his student athletes. Coach, how you doing?
Doing great, Russ. How you doing?
We should switch seats. I mean, you were the original host of this program, right?
Yeah.
Just get me out and get you back in here.
No, I think you're doing a great job. I'll stay in my seat where I'm at right now, especially with these guys that are surrounding me right now. So makes my job a lot easier.
Well, we just got to cover back-to-back doubleheaders over the weekend with Saginaw Valley State University. Your kids dropped the first one. We're able to get the next 3, including the sweep on Saturday. So got some good pitching performances, some good timely hitting, and 3 out of 4. I'm assuming you'll take that just about any time.
Yeah, anytime you go 3 out of 4, you're sort of satisfied. Then you look back and you get kind of greedy in hindsight and realize that we left runners in scoring position 2 innings in a row with less than 2 outs. So it's kind of a greedy feeling, but that's what we kind of do when we strive for success.
Absolutely. Look back at all the games. There's all kinds of coulda, shoulda, wouldas back there. But you know what? Kids got the job done. If you're going to get 3 out of 4, you might as well get the last 2 so you feel good when they're heading out of town and you're getting prepared for your next one.
Right. I mean, playing at home, we've always been a little better than playing on the road, and that's kind of what we have to do and prove this year. We got a test. We go to University of Indianapolis here on Wednesday, and
you can catch that doubleheader right here on WTUD. Matt and I will be making a trip.
Oh, nice. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier, but yeah, we got to play on the road. We got to play well, and then we go to Indianapolis, and then we've got 4 here against Walsh, and then we've got 11 games on the road. We got a stretch of 11 games in a row. So we really have to prove that we can be a road team, and that's going to really make a big difference in the conference standings.
Well, why don't you go ahead and introduce your student athletes you have brought up here.
Well, to my right's Logan Cinnaball. He is a junior right-handed pitcher. To my left, immediate left, is Nick Calandra, senior captain. All these guys are captains. Senior second baseman, and Nick Huneberg is to my far left. He's a corner infielder, has been playing third. We might try him at first again. He's kind of been back and forth, and regardless of where he's at on the defensive side of the ball, he's hitting .377, so really doesn't matter where he's at defensively for us.
Well, I covered one of your games down in Florida, and I wasn't sure to say his name, and I heard everybody in the background yelling, Huni, hey, Huni. So I figured it out real quick. So welcome to the program, guys. Let's go and start with you first here, Logan. I know you're a local guy, went to Hope Loudon High School, and tell us about what made you decide to stay home and play baseball for the Dragons.
First, my major, business, is popular here at Tiffin. And the 2 colleges that really recruited me for baseball was here in Tiffin, Heidelberg and Tiffin. So Coach Wilkins put up a good argument. So why to choose Tiffin, so I chose Tiffin.
And enjoying your time so far?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Been doing a job on the mound, right-hand pitcher. Your ERA's been pretty low all year. I know you were in the top of the conference there for a while. I'm not sure if you're still there or not, but I know you were in the top 10 of the conference in ERA. So starting pitching's huge when it comes to baseball, and it's got to be pretty. I know when I used to play baseball, I loved pitching. It was one of the funnest things in the world. It was always great to stand there and hit a home run, but it's better to strike somebody out and watch them walk back to the dugout.
Definitely.
So tell us a little bit about your style on the mound.
I mean, style, I don't know.
What's your bread and butter pitch?
I would go slider.
You got so many?
Slider, yeah.
Slider?
I got 5 different pitches, so I can choose from a couple. But yeah, Coach Patton, he's new to the program this year, so he's brought some new things to the pitching staff, which have been working out for us. So
Joe, tell us what his strengths are on the pitching mound from a coach's standpoint.
Well, I mean, he can spot his fastball on either side of the plate, and I think he can throw his changeup a little more, and he's definitely proved that he can throw his off-speed in this last outing a little more for strikes, and that's keeping hitters off his fastball. So, yeah, he's doing a great job. He's learning from some different things that you learn from every time out. So I've had a couple learning opportunities for him this year and an opportunity to get better, and yeah, he's just consistently gotten better. Velocity's gone about 8-9 miles an hour higher since he came into the program. So yeah, we're really excited with what he's doing in the near future, and then of course his extended future as well.
All right, Nick Calandra now. Welcome to the program.
Thanks for having me.
Well, tell us about where you're from. What brought you to Tiffin?
I'm from Floral Park, New York, and I like the small town feel. It's a big change from being back home right outside of New York City, but I like the small town feel. So.
And you're second baseman?
Yes, sir.
You like the infield, great position, second base. You're involved in a lot of stuff going on. And talk a little bit about playing defense behind a pitcher like Logan.
It's great. I mean, especially when he's attacking hitters and, keeping them off balance. It makes it easy for us to stay in the game and make the plays when we're called upon.
What's your strengths at the plate?
I think I just compete and battle. I mean, that's my biggest thing. I'm just a very competitive person, and I just don't want to lose that battle each time I get up there.
Yeah, never give in to the pitcher, right?
Right.
What you studying here?
Sports management.
And what year are you?
I'm a senior.
Okay, and then down at the end, Nick Uniberg, how are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
Not doing too bad. Tell us where you're from. What brought you to Tiffin?
I'm from Peru, Illinois, and there's a lot of different things that brought me to Tiffin, but honestly, I would say the people here are very welcoming, and it was a good fit.
All right, and talk about yourself on the baseball field. We're talking your third base. Is that your normal position that you play, or is that the position you've kind of transformed into at Tiffin University?
I came to college, and I started playing third right out the gate, and I moved around quite a bit, and I've been practicing first since last year, and now I just play where Coach needs me to go.
Yeah, that's all. Mel's here in that starting 9. It doesn't really matter where they put you at the end of the day, right? What are you studying here?
I am an exercise science major with a minor in chemistry.
All right, Coach, talk a little bit about your 2 offensive players, the 2 Knicks you brought down there, and what their strengths are on your team.
Well, I'll tell you what, they're 2 of our 6 guys that are regular in our lineup that are hitting over 300, and they're both solid defensively. And our lineup this year, it's really hard to get into. And these guys are part of that reason why. And we've got about 2 or 3, 4 guys that are kind of fighting to get into that lineup. And these guys sure aren't going to make it easier for those guys. But it's a good problem to have. Our catchers and our shortstop, they're more defensive. Our shortstop, Isaac Perry, has made some big league plays.
He had some nice plays this past weekend when we were covering the game as well, yeah.
Definitely. So he's like an Omar Vizquel type guy to where you can sacrifice a little, I say a little bit, but probably a lot of offense with what he brings to the defense. And our catchers are doing an outstanding job behind the plate, calling games. And then we're trying to figure some things out. First base, who might go over to first base and get another third baseman in there. But we're just trying to find some consistent offense from that position because the other guys are setting the bar for making it more of an offensive lineup. And we talked about the style we were going to go with this year, and it makes it a lot easier for the pitchers when the guys are scoring some runs.
Absolutely. And Logan, you attest too. He talked about the defense your catchers are bringing, as well as the middle of your infield. They always talk about baseball being strong up the middle. And it's got to make your job a lot easier when you got a good quality defensive catcher behind the plate and guys up the middle will make the plays.
Definitely. It's easy with a good defense behind you because you can attack the zone and pitch to contact and that they're going to have your back and make plays for you.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, anything else here before we let you go today?
Well, tune in on Wednesday.
Yeah, we'll be there doubleheader. 1 o'clock first game?
1 o'clock, yeah.
1 o'clock. Yeah, 1 o'clock first game. We'll get the stream going pregame about 1:15, and then we'll have a lot more baseball coming up this spring as well, too. So, everybody, Tiffin University baseball, give them a big round of applause.
Go Dragons.
Thank you, guys. That's right, go Dragons. All right, quick commercial break after we talk about the Pioneer Mill Restaurant, and then we'll come up and talk some tennis. Pioneer Mill Restaurant is having Easter and Mother's Day specials. You can find out more information by going to 419-448-0100. The Easter menu will include carved ham, roast beef, chicken, cheese and herb mashed potatoes, scalloped potatoes, broccoli rice casserole, green beans, corn fritter, salad bar, peel and eat shrimp, veggie tray, and much, much more. So let's go ahead and step aside, take our final commercial break, come back and talk tennis right here on WTUD, the voice of the Tiffin University Dragons. One more segment here on Tiffin University Spring Dragon Radio Live. We've covered lots and lots of athletics so far. We still have a couple more sports to cover. Those are men's and women's tennis. And this is the head coach, Phil Conley, of those programs. Join us. Hi, Coach. How are you doing?
Great, Russ. How are you?
I'm not doing too awful bad. Sorry to make you wait till the last segment, but somebody has to go last. There's no favorites drawn, despite what Chayla may have said. So,
well, we're glad to be here.
Well, that's all that matters right there. So you have another assistant coach with you, Luis Carvalho. Join us as well.
Hello, thanks for having us.
How you doing tonight? And who else you have down there? Is that Victor?
Yes, sir, Victor.
Fernandez?
Yes.
Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
All right, Coach Conley, why don't you talk, first of all, I want you to tell us a little bit about assistant coach Carvalho and tell us what he does with your program.
I've had Luis for 2 years. He's been a great asset to the team. He played for me for 4 years. And really the big thing that he's done for our program is really showing our doubles teams how to really literally play doubles. Before in the past we'd had some issues there, and really he's been able to connect the pieces and put some pretty good doubles teams together.
All right, and then Victor Fernandez, your student athlete down there. How are you doing today?
Doing good, sir. Thanks.
All right, tell us a little bit about that young man.
He is a junior. He's from São Paulo, Brazil. He's a captain on the team. He's really stepped up this year, and he'd been playing, the 6-7 position, and lately he's been playing number 5. And the past weekend when we played Grand Valley and Ferris, I thought overall he played really well. Went 3 sets at number 5 singles against Grand Valley, but he's really put some leadership on the team, and the small things that it takes to be a captain he's been doing for me.
Victor, tell us what brought you to Tiffin University.
I really like the idea of studying abroad and playing tennis at a great university and with a great sports programs. That's what brought me here.
And what are you studying?
International business.
Okay, and talk a little bit about, Coach Conley brought up the word leadership when he was talking about you. Tell us a little bit about what it means to have the coach use the word of leadership when it talks about you, because you have a lot of student athletes on your roster, and they look at you as a leader. It's got to be a big accomplishment. It's got to feel pretty good.
Yes, sir. We always like to lead by example, go out there and do the best we can, not only on the courts but in the classroom, and try to exceed as much as possible.
All right. Well, you talked about that young man moving up a couple spots when out of necessity, because you guys been a little banged up this year.
Yeah, we've had some extenuating circumstances throughout the year. This past weekend, actually during spring break, we'd had a few injuries, trying to get the guys healthy, and then a few guys catching a flu that's been kind of going around. So it was kind of a bad weekend to get it, especially playing Ferris and Grand Valley. But we're trying to, move forward and look forward to our matches against Wayne State and Northwood this weekend.
Well, tell us a little bit about Wayne State and Northwood. Do you match up pretty well with those teams?
I think the rest of the season, we could go out, we could win. Literally 9-0, and if we don't show up, and play well, it could be the opposite of that, 9-0 as well. So I think we match up really well against both teams. Both teams look like, they've made a lot of changes in their lineups. But, looking at the scores that they've posted against other teams, I think if we go out this week and we have everyone healthy, I think we have a really good chance to win.
Well, the health issue has had to make you rely on your depth. Talk a little bit about the depth that you have with your men's program.
Definitely, we do have good depth. Like I said, Victor, he'd been playing, 6 and 7 for me, and some third doubles. I had to move up, between 2 and 3 doubles, and 4, 5, 6 singles right in there. And it's putting some guys, Brandon Fruits, who's not seen a lot of playing time in the past. He's playing some 6, some second and third doubles, and they're stepping in and they're getting experience, which is actually really important because. Same thing next year. I'm going to need Victor and Brandon to be able to step up into these positions and perform well.
And Coach Carvalho, you second that. Depth definitely been a factor with this program so far. Talk a little bit. Where do you think it's affected the team most, singles or doubles?
I
I would say doubles because we usually have 3 doubles in our mind, and we just practice those doubles. And when injuries happen or the players get sick, we don't have time to actually practice and get the doubles sing together, do everything together. So I think doubles hurts more when those types of situation happens.
Victor, what do you prefer? Do you prefer to play doubles? Do you prefer singles?
I would say doubles. Yeah, right now I have a really good partner, and when you have a good partner, it's always fun to play doubles.
That's what I asked. What was it? And then you were right to the partner. And having somebody that you know, I mean, it can be a little tricky to play doubles if you're not on the same page with your partner. When you're on the same page, I'm sure sometimes it can be magic. But it can be tricky, I'm sure, especially the early going when you're first starting to learn with this player.
Right. And also, we start off playing doubles during the matches, so if you are up 3-0, you have a good chance to win the match afterwards.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's talk a little bit about the women's team now, Coach. The women's program as well. Talk a little bit about where you see those girls are at right now.
Well, I've been pretty lucky this year. None of them have been getting injured or sick. During spring break, we played some nationally ranked teams, and we performed really well at Florida Tech and Palm Beach Atlantic. And some of those matches came down to third set tiebreakers. During spring break, it's all 10-point breakers for the third set. Caroline, who's number 34 in the nation, she lost 10-8 in the third set. My other player, Caroline Harpainter, she lost one that was like 10-6, 10-7 in the third set. So a lot of those could have went either way, and we're sitting 6 in the region right now, and it looks like next month when they come up with next rankings for the region, as long as we stay in the top 7, we'll be going to regionals, and we're pretty excited for that.
Regionals are at the start of May, is that right?
Yep, May 1st, I believe, is the first day of the regionals.
Where are the regionals for you guys this year?
Totally depends on the seeding. The top 2 seeds in our region, which are Drury and Wayne State, depends on who we draw, but usually the top 2 seeds, whoever's the top team in the region, that's who you go to for the match site.
Talk a bit about the women's team as far as we talked about the depth of the men's team. How's the depth on the women's side?
I couldn't be any more blessed on the women's side as far as our depth because, if I've had a player injured or anything like that, I have my 7th and 8th player. My 7th player right now is Ray Brozovic, who played number 6 for me last year. And she played tough, and she won a lot of matches for me. In fact, she was one of the reasons that the women's team finished 3rd in the conference last year and were able to go to regionals. And she's sitting in the 7th position, so our depth is awesome. And then we added 2 Division I transfers, one from Toledo and one from Akron, who kind of play in the 3 and 4 positions, and they won a lot of matches there for me. So that's it's been great for them.
The kids are probably ready to get outside on the courts back here in Ohio, aren't they?
Yeah, we've actually went out a couple times. Yeah, it's been a little chilly, but if we can go outside, we like that. Just to be able to get ready for regionals, because regionals last year we played outside, and the northern teams were used to playing inside tennis, and I think if we can get out there a little bit sooner than these other teams, it's a different game outside, and it's more physical outside, so we like to be able to get out there.
How difficult has the transition been having Jalen Kaylee go from a player into your coaching staff? That had to be incredibly difficult.
Yeah, actually, he's been fantastic because when we were playing Newberry College, Caroline was playing this match, and it was just, the wind had to be like 20 miles an hour, and, she was playing a tough competitor. She was a transfer from a Division I team to Wichita State. And she was having a tough time with this player. And then, I was, talking to her in changeovers. I felt like maybe I was putting a little bit too much pressure on her. Jalen went out and just said, hey, have some fun, relax. She was 2 points away from losing the match, and we would have lost 5-4. Jalen came out there, talked to her, calmed her down. Caroline ended up winning that match, and we ended up winning 5-4. So he's been a great asset, too.
I just give him a hard time. So
yeah.
We know he's a good kid. But anything else, Coach, before we let you go and wrap up the program?
No, thank you very much for having me.
Everybody, men's and women's tennis program. Guest here as we close up the shop. Thank you guys so much. And let's don't forget to tell you one more time about the Easter buffet and the Mother's Day specials going on here at the Pioneer Mill. If you'd like more information and make reservations, 419-448-0100. All right, everybody, thank you so much to softball, lacrosse, golf, track, baseball, and tennis. Everybody, one last round of applause for all the great student athletes at Tiffin University. And that will wrap up our program, Dragon Radio Live from the Pioneer Mill Restaurant. We'll thank our sponsors one more time. The sponsors include the Pioneer Mill of Tiffin, Seneca Cleaners and Printing, James Wilson Dennis, Fiesel's Frame and Collision, Animal Hospital of Tiffin, GW's Fine Foods and Spirits, Mark Joe's Pizza, Sex Under One Insurance Agency, and Ball and Auto.